Now on YouTube, it's time for some alternative commentary action with the Commenttary Hub.
There's headed by Marina, and it's 2-1 to Arsenal.
Look at that pass! Goal for Manchester City!
Takes this corner, whips it in, it's headed and it's a goal, and it's that man, Gabriel.
Liverpool have equalised. Lovely improvisational touch from Curtis Jones.
Oh, what a goal! Wow, take the ball! Welcome to the Club World Cup round of 16 clash. It's Palmeiras against Botafogo in this all-Brazilian tie in the round of 16. I'm your match commentator Russ Vernon, and I'll be guiding you through the next 90 minutes, maybe more, from this Club World Cup clash between Palmeiras taking on Botafogo. Let me take this as we get ready for kick-off. Let's take a quick look at the two sides, starting off with Palmeiras today. In goal for them is Weverton, Gilai, Gomez, Bruno Fuchs and Piqueires at the back. Alan, Rios and Martinez in midfield. Estevão, Roque and Mauricio lead the line this afternoon. Now let's take a look then at the Botafogo side, who also line up in a 4-3-3 formation. John is in goal. Vitinha, Yar, Barbosa and Alex Telles. Alan, Barbosa, Mateo, I got Jesus, I got Jesus, and Savimino in the attack today. Let's take a look at the match officials and the kick-off referees. Francois Letizia from France, Timono and Mehdi Ramouni, the assistants. Glenn Nyberg, the fourth official. Jerome Brissard is the VAR, assisted by Bram van Drasser. For this game today in the Club World Cup, who will come out on top in the battle of the Brazilians? Abel Ferreira's Palmeiras or Renato Paveia's Botafogo in this round of 16 clash today. As you get ready for kick-off then, going to be a big game today as we get set for the action in the Club World Cup taking place here at the Lincoln Financial Field. Palmeiras and Botafogo in this all-Brazilian clash as we get ready for kick-off in what is going to be a big game today between the two sides. Palmeiras in their green and white shirts, green shirts, white shorts, green socks. That's the Palmeiras team. Botafogo in their black and white kit. There's the two managers. Shake hands, also shakes hands with some of the backroom staff for Palmeiras at the Lincoln Financial Field as we get ready for kick-off. Who will come out on top in this game today? Will it be Palmeiras or will it be Botafogo? Palmeiras attacking the goal away to my left-hand side in this first half. Botafogo attacking the goal away to my right. And we're about to get this game off and underway. In the game today will be Vitor Roque gets the game off and underway. Palmeiras does a long ball towards this near side and it's out of play from nearly throwing to Palmeiras, who are looking to start the right of the two sides as we watch on today. Here comes the number 3 Fuchs for Palmeiras, and brilliant bit of play as he knocks the ball back here now to his goalkeeper Weverton, and he's out wide to this near side, and Piqueires can bring this ball forward for Palmeiras. 30 odd seconds into the game, still goalless if you're just joining us here this afternoon or evening or morning, depending where you are in the world. This game is taking place in Philadelphia, and the ball is out wide to this near side, and Piqueires for Palmeiras drops it back to Fuchs, who will look to come forward with possession. Back into Piqueires again as he sends the ball forward, but is blocked by the number 7 Otto there, who's coming back into midfield to make it a 5-man midfield for Botafogo. Him and Severino coming back to make it a 5-man midfield when Botafogo have now got possession, leaving Igor Jesus in the starting lineup for the attacking outlet. Severino pushing a bit further on to try and help him out over on that far side of the left, as Botafogo just have to try and get back now as Palmeiras play long ball forward. There's the number 18 Mauricio out there trying to challenge as him and Esteban just swap sides at this moment in time as Palmeiras Inez, and it's a free kick here to Botafogo with a foul on Alex Telles, who has played at left back today for Botafogo. Let's do cut inside as he has done in the tournament from left back. He cuts into midfield as is from a Birmingham Vitinha, who can cut in through the play ball forward there as Botafogo lose out. And now Palmeiras can break, and there's, if they can break well, they've got numbers coming forward. Here's the number 41 Esteban towards the penalty area, ball inside his paw, and will this be a free kick? It will. Foul and a yellow card early on here for one of the Botafogo men. I'm just trying to work out which one it is who's got the yellow card here for Botafogo, and it is, I don't see his number at the moment, but the Botafogo man is not Savina. It is the number 32, is it? Cunha? No, it's Alexander Barbosa, who's been booked number 20, and should Botafogo get through to the quarterfinals to the next stage in the Club World Cup, he will miss that game because of the challenge there, which has seen Barbosa pick up the game's first yellow card. There's a bad challenge there as from the Botafogo central defender, and he's got to be careful now because another bad challenge like that on Rios or any of the other players for Palmeiras will result in him getting a second yellow and an early bath and being sent off as the referee is it going to check the monitor here for VAR as Renato Paiva, the Botafogo head coach, is watching on as his side pick up the game's first yellow card here. There's Abel Ferreira, who's looking on wondering if Rios will be able to continue. He's still down, Ricardo Rios, and the Barbosa, the number 20 who fouled him, is having a word with him and just apologised to the Palmeiras man, and he's still down here with medical staff getting some treatment. He's not left the position and he remains down here, and Botafogo are just watching on here, just trying to see what happens here as the number 30 there for Palmeiras is warming up. The could potentially be needed. Lucas Evangelista is the man who's going to be warming up for Palmeiras, but the number 8 there, Rios, is back to his feet now, I believe, is he? Yeah, he's back to his feet and he's still on the field of play. Despite receiving treatment, he's had to go off here, which I'm surprised at. It's normally if you've had some treatment, you've got to go off the field of play. We're still on the field and having discussions around this set piece, as you've played up to 6 minutes in this game, still goalless. If you're just tuning into us here on the commentary. We're also live on Storm FM and my personal Twitch channel this afternoon. Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. There'll be a free kick from Botafogo. Rios is there standing over it. So too is another Palmeiras player. Just trying to work out who that other one is. But will it be Rios to take? He will. Drilled into the wall, back to Rios. And he's played it out wide here to the far side of Martinez. Who does well in Martinez to win his side of the corner. And that's good to start from Palmeiras. But I'm surprised that Russ was allowed to stay on the field of play after being injured there. As we have gone up towards the 7-minute mark in this Club Welcome match. If you're just tuning into us today, is Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 1. Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. Should I say he was into the penalty area. Played away from the corner. And he will be back into the penalty area this time, and a claim there for John. So for that confusion then, as I mentioned, there had been a goal. I can tell you it is still 0-0 in this game, as Palmeiras watch Botafogo build up from the back with Cunha there, the man being linked with Nottingham Forest. So to his Igor Jesus. There's another who's been linked with Nottingham Forest of the Premier League, so we could be commentating on those players again in this upcoming season, as well as this Club World Cup, as Botafogo will look to come forward from the back. Here is Vitinha. We'll ball out wide to the number 10 there, Savania, who can win this ball forward. Vitinha now has it once more down the line for Savinha again, who can tell the penalty here. Trying to pick out Vitinha again there, and the Van Burnley man can't read that well, as the ball is played forward here for the Vitor Roque chase after. And now here they come, Palmeiras, but the flag is off for offside against Botafogo there, as they try to make their way forward. And Palmeiras just bringing the ball forward here now, as it remains Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0, is Rios on that early free kick, which is blocked. And now out to this near side, as here comes Estavo down the far side to the number 22, because in towards the penalty area, and sliding in there was not one, but twice was Victor Roque initially, and then I think it was Marissa coming into the back post as well, sliding in there. But good effort from Botafogo, good idea there to put him off the defenders there, as Palmeiras tried to take the early lead. And he's gone behind for a corner here, it looks like. Come off the Botafogo man. To me, the referee's giving a goal kick. You know, like Barbo's there. Deflected that one behind. As there's a Botafogo man down here now, and a free kick will be given by Esteva. All there as he remains 0-0. If you're just tuning into us here on the Country Roads Live on Storm FM and my personal Twitch channel this afternoon, Russ Vernon _92 is the Twitch channel where you can listen to us. This afternoon, as the ball is played forward, as tried to get the place as I could forward. Played towards 2.5 minutes here. It remains Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0 in the Club World Cup. Good start to this game, as it's still 0-0 in the Club World Cup. As we bring you this game today, it remains Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. And hopefully you can hear me now, as the mic levels were a little bit Well, there I've been told. Hopefully that can hear me loud and clear now. Thank you very much. That's my producer for this afternoon's game. Palmeiras 0. Botafogo 0 as the ball is played forward. Here now, and it's a free kick. It'll be foul on Allen, and it remains 0-0. Is a foul on Allen of Palmeiras for this game today. Number 40 for Palmeiras. He's number 25 for Botafogo, known as Allen as well. As the ball is played forward by the Palmeiras goalkeeper Weverton to help his team come on the attack there. And it remains 0-0 if you're just tuning into us here on the commentary. We're also live on Storm FM and my personal Twitch channel this afternoon. Thank you very much for tuning in if you are tuning in today or from the Club World Cup, where we see this game unfold today in the Club World Cup round of 16 clash. Is Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0, and no substitutes were needed earlier on after Russ went down. It looked like Palmeiras may have to make an early change, but Russ is able to continue, I'm not glad to tell you. And he's looked really, really good since the injury that he had, which was 13 minutes in the game. It remains Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. If you're just tuning into us here now, as I got Jesus is charging forward. I want the number 7 here, Otto was the penalty area. Man goes down in no free kick. All penalty given there for Botafogo. It would have been a free kick. The chance was outside the penalty area as Palmeiras now come forward down the near side with Everton. Esteva there, should I say, as here comes the Botafogo side now with the number 17 Viteas coming forward. And now here's Vitinha. The number 5 Barbosa into the number 20 there. Barbosa on possession now. And it's given away by Barbosa. And he's knocked all the way back to the goalkeeper Weverton, who can clear long downfield. And there's a chase on here as the Palmeiras striker looks to get there, and he has done. Chance inside the penalty area, still going, and he's gone down. No penalty given. There's a Palmeiras player down and a Botafogo player down now, as Botafogo will look to come forward. Mateus just knocks it back to the number. I'm not sure who that was there. I think it might have been Vitinha there who was inside, but the man, he's put the ball out of play. No fouling there is against Igor. For fouling Igor Jesus, no penalty was given as Igor Jesus went down inside the penalty area there, and I agree with the referee, that's not a penalty. And there is Kunyo's down here for Botafogo this time. Still goalless. If you're tuning into us here on the commentary of Russ Vernon, getting through the action today against Palmeiras and Botafogo in the round of 16. I'll just like to tell you that if it is still goalless after 90 minutes, we'll have extra time as it's the shot of Pierluigi Collina, the former Italian referee. He's sat in front of Gianni Infantino inside the crowd there as Collina watches on. He was a brilliant referee, Italian he was. Pierluigi Collina, the Italian ref, as he remains 0-0 in the Club World Cup. If you're just tuning in to us for the very first time this afternoon, Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. If you are tuning into us today, as we see a throw-in for Palmeiras, and he will throw it, will leave it. Here's number 41, throws it back to John of Botafogo to get the game restart, as it was Botafogo who had a man down. He's now back on the field, Yarkonya, after the stoppage in play, and it was them who put the ball out of play there, as John just has possession for Botafogo. He picks the ball up now as Vitor Roque was trying to close him down there, as Palmeiras trying to put pressure on the Botafogo goalkeeper, as a looping ball in the air from Gomez is just won by himself, as then he's hacked forward there by the number 22 Piqueres to get Esteva out on the near side away, but the flag is up for offside against him, and it remains 0-0 between Palmeiras and Botafogo. Coming up on the channel, we're going to be bringing you the Inter Miami PSG game tomorrow afternoon, or PSG into Miami. Same kick-off time at 5 o'clock. But we will also have tomorrow evening a recorded commentary for of the Under-21 European Championships final, which takes place later this evening between England and Germany. Nicholas Jones, the Under-21 main man for England matches this summer, will be the man bringing you the Under-21 European Championships final this evening. Can the Young Lions retain the trophy? As he is auto now for Botafogo, in towards the number 25, Alan, who wins his side of corner up against Gomez. And the Botafogo Alan has done really well in that midfield, and he's likely to get thrown all the time. It's one corner apiece between Palmeiras and Botafogo, and his Botafogo fans are behind that goal. There's some Palmeiras fans behind that goal as well, as Weatherton just waving towards the referee to make sure he's watching him here as the corner will be taken. Barbosa is in there as Alex Telles takes the corner, his paw, clear the way, but back to Telles again. There is a ball, it was the penalty area, punch clear, and it breaks to the edge of the penalty area as the referee stops the play. As the Palmeiras player down with a head injury here. Is Jai, the number 4, who's down. Also sitting down is Weatherton. And just looking at guys, the injury to guy again was given a push to the ground here, and he's remained down on the floor as we have played 90 minutes in this Club World Cup game. Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0, if you're just running to us this afternoon. Really good game to bring you today as we watch this game unfold in the Club World Cup. If you're listening for the very first time today, hello, welcome along to the coverage. Russ Vernon, your man, bringing you the action as here comes Palmeiras on this near side. As here's the number 22, Piqueres, who's rolling in field there to the number, there's two Martinez. The shot comes in from Rios there as that was charged down, and ball back forward down the far side, Palmeiras right, and they've won a throw in here off of Telles, and remains 0-0 if you're just tuning into us between Palmeiras and Botafogo. Good game to bring you here as we watch this game unfold. Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0 is the latest score if you're just tuning into us today, as the ball will be played to the far side, and Jai who can bring this ball forward over the top, looking for the run of Esteva, who's one possession well here, in towards the penalty area. It goes through Piqueres, who's can't bring this ball even further forward. Still 0-0 in the Club World Cup game as the man has gone down here is the number 3. Brooks, who's just gone down as number 5. Barbosa. Let's just put it behind for a corner. And Gustavo will take this corner kick then away to my left hand side this near side of the left as we watch on from the commentary position I'm wearing this afternoon. And it will be whipped into the penalty area. There's enough from the back, including Fuchs and Gomez, as Gustavo wins this ball into the penalty area. Cleared away by Botafogo, and there's an high boot in the middle of the park. Referee was waved play on as he rolls in towards the penalty area and looped up into the air and behind for a corner. But in my opinion, Botafogo should have had a free kick here. With an high boot on Igor Jesus from the number 4 of Palmeiras, and Jane, that's a clear high boot by the number 4 there. And Igor Jesus and Jai is down injured. It only remains 0-0 if you're just tuning into us today on the Commentary Hub. Paul says that was reckless, to be honest. It was reckless, as well as you can see the score on your screen is 0-0. We're just looking at the incident again, and there was a definite foul in there, in my opinion. But the referee didn't seem to think so, as Palmeiras have got the corner when the perimeter's finished. And it's Palmeiras now, Botafogo, and they'll come up towards 23 minutes on the clock, just over the first half of the first half. First 22 minutes have gone. Still 0-0. If you're tuning in today for the very first time, it's very good to have you with us this afternoon. We're spending your man getting through the action in the Club World Cup. So they're just watching on as he gets ready to take the point. I got Jesus is leaving the field here, which is what should happen. So too is Jai, the number 4 for Palmeiras. Both leaving the field, so both going to be down to 10 men while this corner kick is taken for Palmeiras. And it remains 0-0. The number 41 Gustavo will look to take this corner kick then for Palmeiras and try and find the head of likes of Gomez, Fuchs, Roque, Rios, Martinez in there as well. As the corner comes in towards the opposite, down and the shot comes in, but and Botafogo just managed to clear the ball away. In there, Botafogo will look to try and break now, but the ball's going out of play for a throw-in. And it's still 0-0 between the two sides as the ball comes into the penalty area, as the shot comes in and cleared away. And it's Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0, as Palmeiras look to charge forward over on the far side as the ball will work back here to the edge of the penalty area where Rios is there. How white is he's heading the server into the penalty area. He goes, still going. Shot comes in, is blocked. It blocks away for a throw-in, but the offside flag is raised. And if we just look at this again here, yes, he's offside. No question about that. The officials got that one spot on. So a free kick it will be to Botafogo. 25 minutes on the clock. Is Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. If you're just tuned into us here on the commentary of this afternoon, we're spending your man Danny through this round of 16 game. Unfortunately, we're unable to bring you the second round of 16 game between Benfica and Chelsea this evening, which takes place at 9 PM UK time. As we watch on in this game today in Philadelphia is Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0 is the latest score in the Club World Cup. And now the ball is played to this near side, and there's number 3 Fuchs who can take a touch of possession, and back it goes here to Weverton. And across to Gomez, the captain for Palmeiras. Back to Weberton again, and now Fuchs, who can look forward with a long ball, looking for the run there of the number 9, Vitor Roque, who can't keep the ball in play. And a throw-in it will be to Botafogo. They're going inside their own half on the near side of the right. Martinez takes it quickly as the ball is hacked forward, looking for Jesus there inside the Palmeiras half of the field, and the ball is played out to Teles, who can get the ball forward. Here it remains 0-0. It's a nice warm day in Philadelphia. As the ball is played infield, as here comes Palmeiras making the ball forward. Over on this near side is the number 22 Piqueres, who gets the ball down the line here for Palmeiras to Estavo. Back it goes infield there in the cross from Martinez to Gomez again, the captain. The captain for Botafogo is Marlon Freitas, the number 17, this afternoon. As we watch on between Palmeiras and Botafogo, it remains 0-0 between the two sides as we watch on here, and as the ball will be knocked forward, and knocked forward well via the goalkeeper Weberton. He says to send forward, which he does this time. There's a well ball forward, straight through the heart of the park, and headed away, but Palmeiras winning the ball on the far side and doing well to keep hold of possession as it's being held there. Well there, that was Russo wins his side a free kick. Good start to the game, well played by, it was Alan who won the free kick for Palmeiras, and I think it was fouled by the Botafogo Alan. Still 0-0 as we approach 28.5 minutes of this game. It remains Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. If you're tuning in today, thank you very much for doing so. Russ Vernon to guide you through the action in the Club World Cup this afternoon. As it remains Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. If you're just tuning in to us, approaching the 29th minute of the game, and a really good game thus far. No goals yet to show for it, as the ball will be lifted into the penalty area. Will it here now for Palmeiras? He will, but too near the goalkeeper John in the end, who claims well, and he will bowl the ball out. The Palmeiras have won the ball back, but Botafogo win it back again. There's an header in there, there's a challenges there, and he's knocked forward here by Botafogo to Vitinho. Now picks the ball up on this near side as number 27 is clearing the ball. It was number 17 or 27 clearing the ball away, and then Auto wins his side a free kick. Foul on him by Gomez, who was watching him closely there. Wasn't allowing him any space to turn there, as we now have the first cooling break of the afternoon. And it remains 0-0 between the two sides in the Club World Cup. Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0 is the score lines. And while we're at the cooling break, let me just tell you and remind you, Shah, of how Palmeiras and Botafogo got to the round of 16 in the Global World Cup, as we are now having a cooling break, which is warm temperatures here in Philadelphia. And during the cooling break, the sprinklers are coming onto the pitch to water the field a bit more and make it a bit more slick and surface for both sides, as we watch on. And we just tell you the first off, Palmeiras and the cooling breakers. They got to this stage of the competition. 0-0 draw with Porto, beat Al by 2 goals and into Miami 2-0. And Palmeiras in their group stage of the Club World Cup finished top of Group A. Could have been to Miami, but finished on 5 points, but finished on goal difference, did Palmeiras. Now for Botafogo on the other hand, who they are playing today, also from Brazil. They settled Sounders 2-1. Beat PSG by 1-0, and they lost 1-0 to Atletico de Madrid from Spain, or Atletico Madrid from Spain. They finished second behind PSG. PSG, Botafogo, and Atletico Madrid all finished on 6 points in that group. Atletico Madrid missing out on goal difference against Botafogo and against Paris Saint-Germain as well. And it remains Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. If we are to tell you whoever gets through from this game, whoever gets through there, whoever gets through from that stage to the quarterfinals, they would play the winners of Benfica against Chelsea, as we are now back underway after the cooling break. And it remains 0-0 between Palmeiras and Botafogo. So the winners will play the winners of the later match between Benfica and Chelsea. As the ball is knocked forward in towards the midfield, as here comes the number 10. Savino loses out and Palmeiras looks going forward, but a poor ball forward there is cut out, and now Botafogo coming forward with Alan infield. It goes to Teas. Teas is coming forward now. He's got Alan outside of him and he finds Alan. Martini down on the overlap. He wants to go there, but he goes inside towards the penalty area instead. He breaks back to Alan on the edge of the box. And the shot comes in from the edge of the penalty area from Sevilla. And that effort just goes over the bar there in the end. A decent play from Botafogo there. Really good play from Alan and Otto there, and good bit of movement. And Sevilla can't keep that effort down in the end. Botafogo just jumping up and down around there. So too the Palmeiras fans down on the other end and around us as well. And I'm wondering whether somewhere in that Botafogo end is the legendary artist Snoop Dogg, who was there for the other match the other night in the final Group A match. If he's here today as well, supporting Botafogo. He was wearing a shirt in the crowd the other day as Palmeiras watched the ball forward there as Botafogo tried to come forward. And it remains 0-0 if you are just tuning to us here on the Club World Cup on the Commenttary Hub. Also Storm FM and my own personal Twitch channel, Russ Vernon _92 is where we are today, as opposed towards the penalty area as the man goes down and there's a free kick to Palmeiras. Foul on Alan by Alex Telles, and Telles is going into the referee's notebook here for arguing with the referee and the officials. He faced a really good go at the linesman on this near side, did the Botafogo left back. Now Francois let his exert. He's not taking any prisoners. It just shows him the yellow card. That's the second yellow card for Botafogo this afternoon, as Barbosa is also in the referee's notebook. Alex Telles goes into the referee's notebook there as well, and it remains 0-0. If you are tuning into us this afternoon, between the two sides, it's Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0 in the Club World Cup. If you're just tuning into us today, thank you very much for doing so. Russ Vernon is your match commentator who's getting you through the action this afternoon. We kick over on the far side for Palmeiras, who can whip the ball into the penalty area. They've got men up from the back as the free kick is taken, and it's just headed away towards Alan on the edge of the penalty area. He was the one who was fouled out there to win that initial free kick, which was cleared away by Botafogo and cleared away well. And Alan can't keep the ball in play. He's out for a throw-in to Botafogo, which will be taken by Vitinha. He throws it to Fruteas. And Fruteas will look forward here and look to try and bring this game forward, and be interested to see how well they do here. Botafogo against Palmeiras, and we watch on as the ball is played over that far side, and it's brought down well by Tellers, and he rips the ball towards the penalty, claimed by the goalkeeper, and Weatherton just clears the ball away up downfield with good defensive work here now as Palmeiras are coming in towards the penalty area. There's out well there, but good defensive work here by Barbosa, who wins his who concedes a free kick there. Tellers couldn't throw down the other end and couldn't make anything happen on the other end. Botafogo was caught out on the back, and good defensive work from Barbosa. You're having a word with Yarcunya there, the number 32 for Botafogo. The corner kick will be taken over on that far side as Gomez Martinez, Fuchs Rios, who's only side the penalty, and he comes towards the back. Header from Gomez is blocked. And where's he going to drop? He drops to John, who's fouled according to the referee as he tried to claim the ball there. Knocked it behind. Let's look at this again as the challenge comes in. And Fuchs, in my opinion, jumps up here, doesn't catch John, doesn't impede John. He still tries to get the ball, and he drops it and puts it behind, and he's been given a free kick. There, John, 38 minutes on the clock. It remains Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0, and the free kick was taken from the one position there, was near the goal line where the foul was occurred. And here comes Botafogo with Fruteas, the captain. Looks to charge forward. Over on that far side, joining up with him is Barbosa. Fruteas again. Good move into the number 25, Alan. Out wide to Vitinha. Infield for Fruteas. Fruteas across there to Barbosa. Barbosa. There's a man down here now for Palmeiras. And the yellow card has come out here for Palmeiras. And it's Palmeiras captain Gomez who's been booked. And he's not happy with Gomez. And you see what he did there, Gomez. Let's have a look at this again. He's put this challenge here on the number 25, Alan of Botafogo. And he was late there. And he said that was his first challenge. Whether that's your first challenge or not, Gomez, you will be booked and you'll miss the next match should Palmeiras beat Botafogo this afternoon. It remains Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0 if you're just tuning to us this afternoon for the first time. Winter 5 minutes of the first period, and it remains Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0 if you're just tuning to us today. As is now with Yarring towards the number 25, Alan. And Alan's got possession once more, and he will look to bring this ball forward, and he has done well here. He's out of play for a throw-in. To Botafogo, good defensive work there by Piqueres there to tidy up for Palmeiras. Yard brings it across there to Barbosa. That's Barbosa. Forward by Barbosa was picked off here now. Palmeiras will look to come forward. And Rios has won his side of free kick there. And Botafogo captain Fortes has went and found him. And Palmeiras was asking, was that a yellow card as well? Considering Gomez was booked for a similar sort of challenge. The referee said no, not on this occasion. I can understand why the question was asked there, but I don't like them to ask for decisions. You can ask if the referee thinks he should, if he wary of the yellow card there. I didn't think there was, to be fair, either Paul, but play continues now. Remains Palmeiras nil, Botafogo nil. Fuchs will send the ball forward for Palmeiras, looking for the run down this near side as Botafogo win the ball back as Arthur cuts in field. And here is Barbosa sending the ball forward in towards the middle of the park. A challenge in there wins the ball back well for Palmeiras, but cut out was number 25 there, Alan, as Botafogo retain possession back. Remains 0-0 between Palmeiras and Botafogo. Botafogo will lose out in midfield. Will they? No, the play will continue to man down for Botafogo, but protect goes across the face of God behind, and Rios is asking for why was no free kick was given there, and there's other captain, he shouldn't be getting involved. The captain is allowed to speak to the referee, not anybody else. He'd have been bumped there as the number 8 Rios there for, if I was the referee, for speaking to me when he's not the nominated person who can speak to me. And it remains 0-0 between Palmeiras and Botafogo as we enter towards the end of this first period of the Lincoln Financial Field. And the ball is sent forward up towards halfway, and went to over halfway as well as Palmeiras trying to come forward. Here's number 32 Martinez for Palmeiras. Good bit of movement here as Palmeiras look to bring this ball forward. It remains 0-0 between the two sides as here comes Palmeiras, who sends this long downfield over the edge there and has gone through to the goalkeeper John at the other end as we enter the final minute of the first half. No real goal scoring opportunities for either side yet to really get their teeth in front. But as it stands right now, with 30 seconds plus stoppages remaining, Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. And I'm wondering how many minutes will be added on at the end of this first period. As here comes Otto now charging forward. How wide it goes for Vitinha. Can Vitinha get there? He can. In towards the penalty area. In towards Vitinha again. No ball across is blocked. Behind for a corner as we're into first half stoppage time, of which there'll be 6 minutes added on here at the end of the first half. Brilliant bit of play just onside Vitinha. He's played on by the man in the middle of your screen there. I think that was Fuchs who played him on. And it was Gomez who played him on actually. And it remains Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. Savina towards the near post is cleared away by Palmeiras, who will look to try and break away with possession if they can hold on to it. But Botafogo win possession back and we're throwing. Look to take it quickly. Will he leave it though this time instead? Yes, he will. For Vitinha. and it remains 0-0. We've played almost a minute of the first of the 6 added on in the stoppage time at the end of this first period. Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. As they will come forward now. It's Palmeiras over Botafogo on the far side with Telles. Back it goes to Futeas. Forward again by Futeas, who gets the ball by this time though. So the number 10 comes short to try and win this ball forward. It's out wide to York under. Infield now from Vitinha to the number 25 and Alan. Back it goes to Barbosa. And now Barbosa has the ball again from Barbosa. Barbosa comes forward with possession and he's putting it towards the penalty area. We're giving the ball away there. Botafogo have to try and get back in numbers. A good challenge from Marlon Futeas, the captain, to keep him out here, and it remains 0-0 between Botafogo and Palmeiras and Botafogo, as we've played just over 2 minutes of the 6 added on in the Club World Cup. Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. If you're just tuning into us right now as we watch on, as here they come again. Palmeiras over towards the near side as Botafogo defence. Read the situation well and clear the danger. Now got Jesus challenging and he wins the ball via throwing for Botafogo. Good defensive work there by Igor Jesus in the attacking sense. He made sure he didn't foul his man and just shepherd the ball out of play for that throwing to be taken, which is being taken now, and Botafogo just have it inside the Palmeiras half of the field through the number 25 Alan. The infield it goes here to Cunha, gets the ball over on that far side. Here is the number 5 Barbosa. Wonderful bit of play here now to Botafogo. It remains 0-0. If you're just tuning into us today, as the ball is in field, and here they coming forward. Alan towards Arthur, who wins his side of throwing. Arthur just ignore, he's given away to Palmeiras. Has been given the way of Palmeiras. As it's Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0, as we watch this game unfold this afternoon. Who will make it through to the quarter-final stage, where they'll play either Benfica or Chelsea. One of these sides as the winner of and that game will be played at 9 p.m. UK time this evening between Benfica and Chelsea, as a Rossfield press. We've got for Palmeiras to charge forward on that far side with number 4. Gilliam comes from the defence. Out wide to Mauricio. Back in field it goes now, as here comes Palmeiras getting forward in numbers. Estavo in towards the penalty area. It breaks for Piqueres. Out wide it goes for Piqueres. The shot comes in and into the... It looked like it was into the back of the net, but he's gone over the top. There, it looked like he put it into the back of the net. It looked like we went away with celebration, but then he peeled for the corner. Wonderful effort from number 4 there, guy. It was Rios actually had that effort. And just over the top of the crossbar, in the roof of the net, which made the rest of the net ripple, which is why I thought the back of the net ripple, which is why I thought it went into the back of the net. The corner is being given. This is their 5th corner of the game. But Fogão had 2 for Palmeiras sends the corner towards the there's a punched clearance. Stevers on this near side. Let's get the ball back in the 6th corner. Will be taken now for Palmeiras. A good bit of play here. And can Palmeiras score on the stroke of half time this afternoon? Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. if you're just tuning into us here, as the ball's in towards the penalty area, it's clear of the near post. Referee takes a look at his watch and then blows for the half-time whistle at the end of this first half, and it remains 0-0 between the two sides at half-time as we get ready to take a break, as we're now at half-time between Palmeiras and Botafogo in the Club World Cup round of 16 at the Lincoln Financial Field. Plenty of chances, both for either side, creating chances. Both defences are on top so far, and at half-time at the Lincoln Financial Field, it remains Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. Join us again in around about 15 minutes' time. But before I do that, I just want to ask you guys to do us one massive favour, which you can see going across the bottom of your screen. Please like our Facebook page, which you can see there. But also, if you could do us a massive favour as well, which you'll see across the bottom of your screen in a moment. I would like to do a massive favour, and that is please like and subscribe to both YouTube channels. There, as you can see there, please like to subscribe to both YouTube channels, CC Hub and Storm FM, wherever you're listening on. And also like our Facebook page as well, facebook.com/the Commentary Hub. There. But we're now just going to take a quick break. But once we'll be back. Plenty of time for the start of the second half. It remains Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. Welcome back to the Commenttary Hub's coverage of Palmeiras against Botafogo in the Club World Cup as we get ready for the second half to get underway. We're 45 minutes away, potentially from finding out who goes through, or are we 45 minutes away from going to extra time? We'll bring you all the details for that when we see Botafogo out, ready out, back on the field of play. Palmeiras are in the tunnel to kick off of the second half of the Lincoln Financial Field in the Club World Cup round of 16 as we get ready for kick-off as the Palmeiras team make their way out of the field, or should I say out of the tunnel onto the field for the start of the second half as we get ready for the second half to get underway. There's the Palmeiras team just making their way out of the field, the officials following them. One of the Palmeiras players just having a brief word there with the referee as they come running out there, as they come running out and doing a bit of last minute warming instructions there on the field ahead of kick-off. As they're now getting into their position for the start of the second half. We'll through the two teams at the start of the second half and let you know whether there'll be any changes. There's going to be any changes at half time to either side. So no changes have been made to Botafogo. So no changes have been made to Palmeiras. So we'll bring you the team news the second half as soon as we can bring it to you here. As soon as this stoppage in play at the start of the games got back underway. Is Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. If you're just running into us right now, but Botafogo to get us off and underway in the second half, attacking the goal away to my left hand side. Palmeiras attacking the goal away to my right hand side at the start of the second period. As we will get the game back off and underway in a moment, in a second now. And the referee's blown his whistle for the second half, and we're off and underway in the second half as it is Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. If you're just tuning into us here on the commentary of Russ Vernon getting through the entrance, an early ball for from Palmeiras, look to get them on the charge as here they come now with Rios. Shot, Roque should say, shots over the top of the crossbar. And it remains 0-0, 20 seconds in there. Vitor Roque with a chance for Palmeiras, just going over the bar. It's Weverton in goal for them. Piqueres, Fuchs, Gomez and Jaya across the back. Martinez and Rios in front of the back four. Estevo, Marisa and Allen behind Vitor Roque. For Palmeiras, that's the Palmeiras team. That's for Botafogo. Is John in goal. Alex Telles, Barbosa, Cunha and Vitinha, João Cunha that is. Danilo in front of the back four, Fuertes and Alan Bifera forward. And the shot comes in and really safe from John. Savinha, Igor Jesus and Arthur in the attack and behind for a corner for Palmeiras. It was a brilliant effort, brilliant interception there. Edge of the penalty area, shot comes in from the edge of the box from Estevo there, the number 41. And he forced a good save out of John. And Danilo Barbosa as the ball's in the penalty area and cleared away up towards halfway, just over halfway, and not back to his goalkeeper from Jai there, all the way back to Weverton in goal for Palmeiras. Both teams have got 5 substitutes remaining, and we'll be wondering whether we'll see those. We'll probably see 5 subs from both sides, or maybe at least a few subs. As here comes Eusebio, the number 41 for Palmeiras, out wide to the number 22 Piqueres, who gets the ball back there, and he drops it further back here to Fuchs, who can bring this ball back to Gomez, who takes a touch on the yellow card. Gomez, remember, in that first half. And the ball is played forward, and onside according to the officials, but now the flag goes up for offside. It looked offside to me. The Arpol, Chelsea fans will love Estavio, the number 41 for Palmeiras. Looks like he'll be making a move to the Premier League. As we just see the Estavio's effort here. That was a fantastic save. That was from the referee's view. And I'm liking this referee's view in the Club World Cup, as the ball is out wide there over on that far side. As here comes Palmeiras to bring this ball down the line, and Estavio again charging forward. Good ball in field as Botafogo win the ball back, and it's now with Fruteas. As Botafogo try and come forward, it's out wide to that far side, and Auto has picked up possession, and he's got the ball back. Auto from Fruteas, and Auto into the penalty. Shot comes in straight down the throw there of Weatherton, but good effort again from Botafogo. I think that's probably one of the first shots on target in this second half. There was some chances in the first half for both sides, but defences were on top, and it's why it's still 0-0. It'll be interesting to see if both sides can keep this high intensity football that both teams like to play up for 90 minutes and beyond. If it goes beyond that, as here it comes, the ball from Rios out wide to the number 18 Marissa. Estavio inside the penalty. Estavio shot is blocked. Comes back to Estavio again. Shot in into the back of the net, and Palmeiras score, but the offside flag is up. It will not count. Estavio had the ball in the back of the net. The offside flag was raised. It will not count for Palmeiras. And he said he's not offside. VAR will check this, and it remains 0-0. And I think, I'm not sure if he is offside. Couldn't really tell from that angle. The offside flag went up after the shot in the post there, come back out to him, and he put it into the back of the net, and the offside flag was up before he even found the back of the net. John made a mistake there to keep the ball out, but Palmeiras just managed to keep the ball in play on the far side as the second half's underway. It remains 0-0, and very unlucky there, the Brazilians, as Estavio's had the goal disallowed, and it remains 0-0. Offside was the call against Estavio, and I need to see a clear view than what I've just seen to tell me whether I think it's offside. I think I thought it was on as the ball is struck the arm of Fruteas, and he's given away a free kick there, the Botafogo captain. Palmeiras going with the free kick quickly as they look to come forward. Estavio cuts in field this time. Back to Fuchs, who finds Gonzalez. Now Jai. Infield it goes to Rios. Back to Fuchs once more as he gets the ball out wide to that far side. Estavio in towards the penalty, and the shot comes in from Roque there, and it's comfortable save in the end for John. And it remains 0-0. Fantastic effort into the penalty was Roque though. But decent save from Jean there. It remains Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0, and Jean now has possession again. Plays it to the far side as they will try and come forward through Vitinho, who sends it long downfield, and Daniel Barbosa wins the header in the midfield. Just call him Daniel there for a second. And he remains 0-0 as Gustavo drops the ball back here to Picares. Rios back it goes to Gomez across that far side, and Fuchs who can come forward. Down the line it goes there from Fuchs into the path of Picares, who gets it again now. Fuchs once more. Jai there with the possession, gets the ball forward and is flicked around the corner for Rios to chase. His ball into the penalty area, cut out by John, who sends it forward as he slips as he sends it forward. It could turn out to be a good ball, but good defensive work back there from Fuchs to tidy up the play there as Piquerez was caught out of possession high up the field after a long kick forward. So good covering from the central defender to see the danger which was vacated by his left back there as here comes Allen, who's fouled by Tellez. And Tellez needs to be careful. Holding the yellow card. And that, I believe, for me, if it wasn't holding the yellow card, I think it would have gone on there for the way he took him down. It remains Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. If you're just tuning into us, 53 minutes on the clock, and it remains 0-0 between the two sides. And the ball is out of play over on the far side as we watch here. It remains 0-0 if you're just tuning into us this afternoon. Russ Vernon getting through the action in the Club World Cup as we've played towards 9 minutes of the second period. Vitinho has possession for Botafogo. How wide it goes this time infield. Sevilla who gives away possession. He went down, no foul given. And now Estevao charging forward towards the penalty area, comes back to Piquerez, whose shot is charged down. Rios is there. Botafogo win the ball back from Tejas, for Vitinho, for Tejas again. He sends the ball out wide to Alan. Otto coming forward in towards the penalty area. Back it goes to Fruteas. Fruteas is looking forward. Manon is a cry from his teammates as Danilo Barbosa just keeps possession for Alexander Barbosa. Here they come again for Tejas out wide to Otto. Otto down the line for the run of Vitinho. Vitinho give the ball away via his cross, with Botafogo win the ball back. Vitesse in towards the penalty area, cuts out as he tried to pick out Sevilla. And now Palmeiras give the ball away as they try to get the ball over the top for the number 18, Mauricio. As Botafogo will come forward again now on this near side, the left with Tellez. Back in field to Danilo Barbosa. And now for Tejas to Barbosa. A bit of movement this for Botafogo. Still goalless if you're just tuning into us this afternoon as the ball goes out of play for a throw-in to Botafogo. It remains Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. 10.5 minutes gone in this second half as we watch on here in the Club World Cup as Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0 is the scoreline. We'll keep you updated on this game to its conclusion. A reminder that coming up on the channel tomorrow, live Club World Cup action as PSG take on Inter Miami in our next offering of the round of 16 matches. And excuse me, and I can tell you also coming up tomorrow we'll have the delayed action of the Euro Under-21 European Championships. Commentary from Nicholas Jones on that one. Can England win back-to-back Under-21 European Championship tournaments? We're taking on Germany, who beat England in the group stage. We're right here in the Club World Cup. It's 0-0 between Palmeiras and Botafogo as they both play through towards the penalty area. And John comes out, reads the danger well as Mauricio was trying to get in there. Good bit of play again, Gustavo. And Mauricio was almost in there, but John read the danger well and claimed it for Botafogo. Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. Nicholas Jones is the man who's doing you the 121 commentary this evening, which will be delayed until tomorrow evening. So you'll be able to hear tomorrow evening that game between the match between England and Germany in the Under-21 European Championships. We're in the Club World Cup. We're bringing you all our coverage of the games live for you. And we'll bring to you in the Club World Cup is Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0 as the ball is switched out to that far side, chested down well. Is Piqueires who can come forward with possession now for Botafogo, for Palmeiras up against Botafogo. 0-0 between the two Brazilian sides going head to head as we watch on here as here they come. Now is this leading to Jai there, out wide to this near side, and number 40 Allen who cuts in field in towards the penalty area. Cleared overhead kick there from Roque is cleared away. There go Jesus, can't keep the ball for Botafogo, and they're coming forward again now. Piqueires out wide, Gustavo in towards the penalty area, back to Piqueires once more. Rios is in space on the edge of the penalty area, can work it to him. Piqueires with the cross in, reflects behind for a corner. A good start to the second half. Both sides playing well, just lacking the final third choice. There as it remains 0-0 between the two sides. If you're tuning in today for the very first time, Russ Vernon to guide you through the action this evening in the Club World Cup, and it remains 0-0 between Palmeiras and Botafogo today as the ball is worked in towards the penalty area. As an up and away ball back in towards the penalty area. John punches clear edge of the box and a shot back in and saved by John. It was a shot from Mauricio there on the edge of the penalty area. He's holding back of his head here, John, and rubbing top of his head and back of his head, and not sure why. He puts in the tooth in the head. Then didn't see anything wrong with it there as he punched it clear as a shot come back in, and here, and he was from Mauricio, saved by John, and he went. That's when he stayed down, rubbing top of his head. And it remains Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. 15 minutes of the second half gone then, an hour gone, still goalless. We'll wait our first goal in the Club World Cup round of 16 clash. It's Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. If you're just tuning into us today, Russ Vernon guiding you through the action. As here they come with possession as Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0 as we watch this ball go forward from John into the number 25 and Allen, who drops it back to Barbosa. And now for Tejas. The ball infield. And he's back now with Barbosa. The West 20 was being booked and he will miss the next game should Botafogo get through. Out wide. He goes in now towards the penalty area. Ball played in and he's just gone behind for a goal kick. Otto and Vitinha went on the same wavelength there as the ball went out of play. 16 minutes of the second half gone then. Still Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0 as we await our first goal, and hopefully this game does not mean I have a 0-0 draw to contend with, which most of my matches I've done. We've always had goals in them. Hopefully this one will be the case as well, as a free kick for Palmeiras inside the centre circle is won by Vitor Roque. And will there be some changes in a minute? There will, but no just straight for Palmeiras. And it remains 0-0 as we are watching on here. Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0 as the ball is back to his goalkeeper Weverton, who sends this ball long downfield over on that far side as they will look to come forward in towards the penalty area, and he's gone behind for a goal kick to Botafogo. Gustavo watching his Palmeiras will look to make a double change any second now as the number 19. Well, number 10, Paulinho is coming on for a start. He's coming off. It looks like he's not happy that he's coming off. Locke is also coming off as number 10, Paulinho. And who else is coming on here for Palmeiras as they make two of their... He's number 31, Lugi Ane, who's coming on as well. Who is coming on here now for Andrich, should I say? Lugi Ane, number 31. And it remains Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. If you are tuning in for the very first time today, thank you very much for doing so. Russ Vernon getting through the action as we bring you this Club World Cup encounter. 0-0 is the scoreline as we look to win this ball. It's Danilo Barbosa trying to come forward. The Palmeiras block off that route, so they've actually go backwards. This for Tejas. As Tejas will send this ball long downfield and header away. Here will it be? Yes. And here comes Danilo Barbosa again coming forward. Botafogo. He gets the ball out wide for Tejas. For Tejas, further out wide to Teles. For Tejas again. And full play from for Tejas. Still going for Tejas. Still going for Tejas. Still going for Tejas. Fantastic stuff here from Tejas. He's pushed over there, no free kick given. And now, Palmeiras can come away with possession with Alan. And Alan goes down on the Trangivolta, and the referee will give a free kick and book the Botafogo man Horta. And the Proverbial takes one for the team. It is Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0, and we have played 20 minutes of the second half. So awaiting our first score as we see number 13, Alex Telles, replaced by number 66, Cubiano for Botafogo, and Alan is also off for Botafogo. He's the second substitution. And coming on in his place is number 8, Montoro. There, and it remains 0-0 after almost 21 minutes of the second period. Been a good game to watch thus far. And it remains 0-0 between the two sides as we watch this game unfold as the ball is played forward. Will it now from Botafogo? Now he goes back to John, and John will take a touch. Danilo Barbosa, good bit of movement from him, and gets the ball into Vitinha, who sends this cross-field pass. Looking for the number 8 there, the substitute, Montoro, in towards the fellow substitute, Rubiano. Now for Tejas. Tejas again. All right to Montoro. Montoro drops it infield for Savinha. Savinha across to the far side. And Yar. But now, Botafogo have lost possession and Palmeiras are charging forward over halfway. He's number 18, Marissa, who can get this ball forward. And he's out on the far side to the penalty area. Shot blocked by the number 10, Paulinho, whose shot was blocked. He wins his throwing. Bucharest gets it back to Paulinho. It remains 0-0 between the two sides. If you're just tuning into us today, Russ Vernon getting through the action as we see Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0 in the Club World Cup this evening. this afternoon, because in Philadelphia this afternoon, the time right now in Philadelphia, I can tell you the time in Philadelphia right now, it's just gone +1 this afternoon, and a really good game of football kicked off at 12 noon, and we saw there's a lot of fans in attendance at the Lincoln Financial Field, as we've played 23 minutes of the second half, still goalless between the two sides. And I've been interested to see how this game unfolds in the second half. And just a reminder, if you can, please like and subscribe to both our YouTube channels, TC Hub and Storm FM, and also like our Facebook page as well, please. Facebook.com/The Commentary Hub is a place to do so. It remains 0-0 between Palmeiras and Botafogo in the Club World Cup, as we've played almost 24 minutes of the second half, and it remains 0-0. Can we find a winner in normal time? As I got Jesus goes down and wins his side a free kick. Can we find a winner in normal time, or will we have extra time to contend with? It remains 0-0 between Palmeiras and Botafogo, and there's a substitution going to be happening for Botafogo in just a second or two. Just trying to figure out which number is coming on. It remains 0-0 between Palmeiras and Botafogo, as here come Botafogo with a shot just over the top of the crossbar from Savinho, who's got his angle and effort all wrong there. Really bit of a run after the free kick was taken quickly. But just over the bar, as we see for Palmeiras, number 40, Alan, replaced by number 12, Maek. And will we see the sub for Maek, should I say, for number 30 for Botafogo, which is Carrera, has replaced Savinho, and it remains 0-0 with around about 20 minutes left to play. It remains Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. If you're just tuning into us here on the Commentary Hub, we're spending Daniel through the action, and very shortly I'll be giving you the player of the match, which is sponsored by Commentary Services. At the end of the Club World Cup, I'll be deep in conversation with the good friend of the channel, Mr. Barry Swain, try and get Commentary Services on board again with the sponsor the player of the match next season. But so far, I'm ready for the last few seasons. Can't see there've been any problems with Barry or the team there. So we'll have conversations and we'll announce it on there on our socials. You can visit our Twitter feed as well if you want to. Commentary Live 1 is the place to visit our Twitter feed. You can get the Twitter and Facebook handle in the description in our partner channels as well, which one of our partner channels, JB Sports, has not taken any coverage of the Club World Cup this summer. Well, good to have our partners Storm FM bringing you the coverage as well from the Club World Cup, as here comes the Palmeiras with the ball now on that far side. As Rudy gets the ball into his penalty and just send it over the top of the crossbar. Brilliant ball in, and Palmeiras almost opening the scoring. John was in there making the vital stop. It was a Fantastic ball in, and there was a header of the near post from the number 18 there from Palmeiras. Mauricio there, and he was just tipped over the top of the crossbar by John. Fantastic effort, tipped over. And John did well to reach it there. So I thought I was going to beat John initially. Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0, as Palmeiras will take a corner kick then from this near side. The referee will look on as number 18 Marissa with the corner punch clear towards halfway line. Bucharest in down the line. Bucharest gets the ball down the line, and here comes Palmeiras again, just holding up the play there. Is number 31 Ruge, who can win his side. They're throwing out there, and with it still being 0-0 as it stands, we'll still be thinking about our player of the match. It remains Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. Player of the match has been in my thinking since the start of the second half. Reflecting back on the first half performances of the players, and then working and see how well those players were had in mind and done in the second half. As I feel like handball shout there against the Guardian is still 0-0, 74 minutes on the clock. Luca with penalised for handball there as he cleared away. As we see the effort tipped over again by John, who kept Botafogo in this game and done well so far as Palmeiras. We're now having a second cooling break of the afternoon. We've won in first half, one in the second half. And it remains Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. In the Club World Cup, both teams and the officials are coming across to take a break. There's a man with a bib sitting next to one of the fans, blowing nice cool air out there, and as the teams look to get cooled down. Just tell you what other Club World Cup matches that we are going to be bringing you during the round of 16 stages. So you can know what to look out for on the channel. We're just going to bring you 3 of the round of 16 games due to other commitments in the Club World Cup. And I can tell you that our next live offering is tomorrow. PSG against Inter Miami at 5 o'clock UK time tomorrow will be our next offering. Then after that, we will bring you Real Madrid against Juventus on Tuesday. Is our next offering after that. And it remains Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0 in this game this afternoon, as we'll keep you updated there. As it's coming up towards 22 in the afternoon in Philadelphia. And it remains Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0 if you're just tuning in to us this afternoon. Really good to have you on our listening to our commentary. And if you're listening via our Twitch channel, must be Vernon _92 this afternoon, and you're about to go out in your car. I'll tell you about how to listen when you're in your car in a moment, as Botafogo try to come forward there, and it's cleared away. We've played 31, coming up towards 32 minutes of the second half, still goalless between the two sides, as the ball is played out to this near side, as the ball breaking towards the penalty area, and is clear behind for a corner to Palmeiras. So listen by our Twitch channel. What you can do on Twitch is go to audio only. By clicking where you can change the if you're looking to change it, if it keeps buffering, where you change your settings, makes a better quality picture. So after it's gone from Mauricio in towards the penalty area, punched away by John. Heads up inside the penalty area, break on the edge of the box, but Botafogo will try and come away with possession, and they are coming away with the ball as Palmeiras win the ball back. As a man back on his feet now, I think it was Barbosa who went down, and he's now with Mauricio, crossing towards the back post, headed behind for yet another corner. So you can change where you can just have audio only on there, by the same way as you change your settings to get the picture quality right. And then if you just click audio only and then go out into your car, you still get an audio only. Connect Bluetooth, your car Bluetooth speaker up to your phone, and then you can hear our commentary where you're driving up and down the country. And do let us know if you're safe and legal to do so, where you're listening from, to our coverage this afternoon as we bring you this coverage of the Club World Cup clash between the Brazilian giants Palmeiras and Botafogo. 0-0 is the scoreline. There's the Palmeiras fans getting behind their team. Botafogo bench just having a chat there, as well as a Palmeiras manager looks on. Here does Abel Ferreira, Noto Nevia watching on as well. And as it stands right now, with the 19 minutes left with the 79 minutes, with 34 minutes of the second half gone, we watch Palmeiras coming, a shot blocked, deflects behind for a corner. Brilliant effort by the substitute there, Luigi. If he remains like this, we'll have extra time and potentially penalties, and could be here for a long afternoon, and nothing doesn't go that far, but he remains 0-0 between the two sides, as Mauricio with the corner towards the penalty is headed away the near post. Gabe puts the ball back into the penalty, headed away again. Ball played out to the far side by the number 12 from Palmeiras, which is Marque there, and he pulled the ball straight out of play. No one was out there in the Palmeiras shirt, and it remains 0-0. If you're tuning in for the very first time today, thank you very much for doing so. It's Russ Vernon with you, guiding you through the action in this game. It remains Palmeiras, no Botafogo about to make another substitution in a moment or two's time. But as we wait for that, the game's underway, and he's number 30, Correa. Ball back, as it's going to be the number 28 who's coming on. Newton will be the man to come on for Botafogo. We'll wait to see who's going to come off him next time the ball goes out of play. Newton just watching on with the official, and maybe another one coming on as well. And it remains 0-0 between Palmeiras and Botafogo into the final 9 minutes of the second half, should I say? Almost the first half then. And it remains Palmeiras, no Botafogo, and there's a chance for Botafogo to come forward. They've won themselves a throw-in out there with the number 8 for Botafogo, the Montoros. Cubiano takes the throw-in quickly to Barbosa. He'll miss the next round clash after picking up a yellow card this evening, as the ball is played forward in towards the penalty area. Remember, evening where you are, if it is. And listen to us before you go to bed. Thank you very much for doing so. If you just get up early in the morning, thank you for listening as well, as if you're choosing us as your breakfast offering. Listen to us. The subs will be made now, as we can see. The number 28, Newton, replace number 11. I think that's it. Just trying to work out who's coming off. Newton number 11 is 5 for 11 for Palmeiras. So for Palmeiras, it's... Is that Newton's coming on here? Just numbers are getting mixed up here. I'll tell you who's coming off and coming on in a minute. As Newton has come on, Botafogo there. Is Danilo and Yarcunya coming off for Newton and Pantaleo for Botafogo. There is the substitutions have been made, and we're now back underway. The numbers were confusing. First number 11 coming off for Botafogo, and the number 11 isn't even in the squad today for Botafogo. So, not just confused me, but it confused the fourth official as well out there. And remains 0-0 if you're just tuning into us here on the commentary. Russ Vernon getting through the action as the ball is out of play for a throw-in for Palmeiras. Still goalless if you're just tuning into us this afternoon. There's going to be a substitution here as Torres is coming on for Palmeiras. Marissa has been replaced. There is Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. If you're just tuning into us here on the Club World Cup. Russ Vernon getting through the action. So either Gomez or Barbosa will miss the next game for either Palmeiras or Botafogo, whichever one goes through in this Club World Cup. As a man down here inside the said circle. So 2 men down actually. It's number 22 for Palmeiras, which is Piqueres, and I think it's... I'm just trying to work out who it is for Botafogo. Who was down there? Yellow card is being shown for Piqueres here. Free kick to Botafogo. I think it was Mateus who was down there and remains 0-0. Joaquin Piqueres will also miss the next game after his yellow card now. So 2 of the back 4 for Botafogo. But Palmeiras will miss the next game should they progress. As Botafogo will try and deliver a shot into the penalty area. Dewey comes round the back. Cubiano can't keep the ball in play, and it remains 0-0. Good start to this game, and very, very shortly I'll be giving you my player of the match between these two sides. So I might leave it a little bit. See if we go to the extra minutes in the game. As it stands, it's 0-0 between Palmeiras and Botafogo into the played 86 minutes, and remains 0-0 between Palmeiras and Botafogo this afternoon. Nil-nil is the scoreline. Botafogo give away the free kick, which will be taken on halfway by Palmeiras as they will look to come forward. And now here is the number 32 for Palmeiras. Martinez there knocks it back to Gomez, who gets it back to his goalkeeper Weatherton, and they will try and come forward as it's still 0-0 between Palmeiras and Botafogo in this game as the ball is hit forward. Man goes down as a free kick on halfway, and remains 0-0 between Palmeiras and Botafogo. Botafogo wins, give away the free kick then. I'm surprised the referee's not gone to his Book there for Vitinha. Grabbed him round the neck. As it remains 0-0 between the two sides here this afternoon. It's Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0 if you're just tuning into us. As a shot comes in from distance just over the top of the crossbar. Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. Volley forward was the edge of the penalty area and just over the top of the bar in the end there, and it remains 0-0 if you're just tuning into us today this afternoon. Russ Vernon getting through the action as we watch on. It remains 0-0 between Palmeiras and Botafogo in the Club World Cup. There's a chance here now for Palmeiras to tidy up in the back as Botafogo trying to come forward. Palmeiras comes forward with Martinez in possession. The ball forward round the corner. Is that will be a free kick? The referee says yes. Free kick the way of Palmeiras. Both teams have now used all 5 substitutions. But let me just tell you one thing as we look to bring you this game. And what I can tell you is, if we go to extra time, both teams have made all 5 subs. And both teams will have an extra sub each in extra time if it goes that far. Well, Palmeiras have only made 4 subs, but they've done the 2 at once, then a 1, so they can't make the 5th change yet. It remains 0-0 between Palmeiras and Botafogo, as Botafogo will try and come forward with possession over on that far side. It was the brilliant run from Yarkunya coming up from the back there, who then found Correa. Botafogo have made all 5 of their changes as we're into 5 minutes to the end of this match this afternoon. Will we find a late winner, or will we have to go to extra time? Will there be a winner here today? Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0 is the scoreline. Still awaiting the opening goal over the game in the first round of 16 clash. And he's across now to the number 15 Gomez, who will be one of the players who will be missing for Palmeiras should they get through. To play for Benfica or Chelsea, will play later in their round of 16 clash. But Botafogo are charging forward. And Cubiano was away there. But good defensive work from Fuchs, getting back in and at them there. Bruno Fuchs, superb work. As now, here comes Palmeiras, getting back in numbers to shut out and cancel out Botafogo. Both teams have shut out the opposition. It remains 0-0. In this game. It remains 0-0. Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. We've yet to give our the match. We're going to hold fire on the player of the match shout until we get, unless it goes to extra time, because if we go to extra time, we'll give you in first period of extra time before the half time in extra time happens. It remains 0-0 between Palmeiras and Botafogo. Palmeiras charging forward in towards the penalty area. Cleared away by Botafogo as they will look to come forward. Vitinha will look to help his side make it through, as will all the Palmeiran players and the rest of the Botafogo squad. There's a man down here for Palmeiras who's took his shoot off. There's another man, boot off. There's another Palmeiras player down. He's got Baku Rios. There's one went down with and then took his boot off straight away. And we played 92.5 minutes in this game. It remains 0-0 between Palmeiras and Botafogo. As it stands right now, it looks like we are heading for extra time. There is continuing as here comes Montoro forward for Botafogo. He wins a free kick in the middle of the park. Did well there, did the substitute. Montoro's done well since he's come on. It remains Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0 as we watch on in this game. And can we find a late winner as Botafogo will charge forward? A bit of movement here over on that far side. They will attack. Again, Otto there, looking to try and help his side get through inside 90 minutes. Neither side want to lose. As here comes Botafogo's. No foul there according to the referee. It looked like he was fouled not once but twice. Here comes Palmeiras charging forward at the other end. He's being fouled and the ball is cleared away. And there's a yellow card there. Is that to Newton? For the foul, or is it being shown to the man who cleared it away? Following the foul. Now I can tell it's gone to Newton, who picks up a yellow card. And it remains 0-0 between Palmeiras and Botafogo. It's not for the one of trying without any goals. Both teams have tried. And could this be the last gasp winner for Palmeiras to knock out Botafogo here? We're into the closing stages of the game. Here now remains 0-0 between Palmeiras and Botafogo. Because with the free kick into the penalty area, Edscope has gone behind. It will be a corner kick to Palmeiras. Will they have time to take it? Will there be time to take this corner? Torres, he will be to take the corner. We could be heading, and I think we may be heading for extra time here if this no goals scored from here as Torres lives a ball into the penalty, headed away. Heads go up on the edge of the penalty, and there is the full-time whistle. It is 0-0. We have got extra time between the two sides. And after 90 minutes, there is still no breakthrough in this game between Palmeiras and Botafogo. So after 90 minutes, extra time will have to be played between the two sides. After 90 minutes is finished, Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. Not for the one of trying. 0-0 is the latest, is the score. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in plenty of time for the start of extra time. 0-0 between Palmeiras and Botafogo. Welcome back to the club welcome match between Palmeiras and Botafogo. We're just about to start extra time, and it'll be Botafogo. Palmeiras will get the game off, and they're taking the goal away to my left-hand side in the first half of extra time, and we're underway in extra time, and it remains 0-0, and we're so back underway in extra time in this game. As Palmeiras and Botafogo go head-to-head. As we just started extra time, we're not in stoppage time in the Club World Cup. As Moreno is on for Botafogo. For Palmeiras, should I say, it's half-time against Botafogo, as they look to try and beat their Brazilian counterparts. As here comes Palmeiras with possession, as they will look to try and get the breakthrough in extra time, so it doesn't go all the way to the penalty kicks, as people would like to say. There's a sub which was made in extra time, as Martinez has gone off for Moreno. So right now then, I'll just tell you the two sides again. So for Palmeiras is Weverton, Piqueires, Fuchs, Gomez, Jai. There's Moreno, Rios, Mayak, Torres, Ruge and Paulinho. That is the Palmeiras side in the first period of extra time, as John comes out of his area to clear the ball downfield for Botafogo, win the possession back in midfield. And he's out of play. We'll throw to Palmeiras for Botafogo. It's John in goal. It is Cubiano, Barbosa, Ja and Vitinha, Fruteas and Newton. And then is Montreux, Correa, Igor Jesus and Orta. These are two sides as we're into extra time. It remains 0-0 as Botafogo have the ball inside the penalty area. Low cross in, looking for Igor Jesus, is cleared away, and it will be a corner kick to Botafogo, one sub each now in extra time. Moreno was the fifth sub for Palmeiras, which was start of extra time, and then we've got another one in extra time as well. Botafogo have got one in extra time as well. Will we see the sixth sub for both of these teams now in extra time? Is it going to be a corner which will be taken by Correa for Palmeiras? Botafogo, punched away by Weverton to the near side, and Artos there and collects it inside the penalty area. Squats back into the penalty area, is blocked down for a corner on the right hand side as Botafogo attack from left to right, down from where we're sitting, just to the right of where we're sitting as we watch this game up unfold. It remains 0-0 between Palmeiras and Botafogo. Arto will take his Correa takes a corner, whipped in towards the penalty edge go, and he's just headed wide by Igor Jesus inside the penalty area as he went to attack that one and just got the header wrong in the end, and that went the wrong side of the post. Then it remains 0-0 between Palmeiras and Botafogo. And it'd be interesting to see how the extra time as we watch this game unfold. And it remains 0-0 as the ball is bouncing over on that far side as the man goes down here. Wave play on as Igor Jesus has possession. He was the one who went down, and he's now got the ball back there to the left hand side. And the substitute who's over on the left hand side now is Correa, who won his side of throwing there. Is now here comes Orta to bring the ball forward, and he's knocked all the way back to his goalkeeper there by the number 31 Pantello. For Botafogo. In this game, he's still 0-0. And now, Palmeiras win the ball back inside the centre circle. Botafogo tried to win it back inside there too, with breaks on this near side. And Palmeiras left as they look to come forward and looking to get the ball into the penalty area. Here's number 31, Lugi there. Good bit of auto play for Torres. Back to Lugi again. Then deliver a ball into the box. This time he's rolled into Rios. Rios will look to line up a strike. He does. Rios! Just tipped away by John and behind for a corner. Cracking efforts there, and he just scored on the wrong side of the post. Fantastic effort there. And he was so unlucky. On the edge of the penalty area, pushed away and behind, and there will be a corner kick. Decent effort. We'll just push the wrong side of the post there. We've got to say this is a really good effort. Really good shot on target. And it remains 0-0 if you're just tuning into us here on the commentary of Russ Vernon guiding through the action in this Club World Cup encounter. Palmeiras 0, Botafogo 0. We are still awaiting our first goal in this tournament round of 16 clashes. The first round of 16 clash. There's a appeal for handball inside the penalty area. Nothing given. VAR will be checking this as the ball is bounced down the plane. Palmeiras is saying it's a penalty. The captain is saying it's a penalty. He's telling everyone to move away. Let's have a look at this again. It looks like it's his chest to me. I got Jesus. VAR will be checking it. They're saying handball. Palmeiras are saying handball. Botafogo saying chest. I thought it hit his chest. And I think the referee said no penalty. Throwing instead. Palmeiras, no penalty. And I believe the officials have got that one spot on there, you know. Ball is if forward as they will try and come forward now as it's cleared out of play. Forward throwing. Fuchs came across there to defend well. Botafogo will try and come forward. Vitinha gets in there to number 28 in path of Botafogo there. Well, he remains 0-0. Here in Palmeiras marking that penalty wasn't given. I think the officials have made the correct call not to give a penalty there. It didn't look like an handball to me as the foul has been given for free kickers. Botafogo will look to get back to stop this Palmeiras attack as they look to come forward now on that far side. It's how wide there's Palmeiras to come forward. He's into the penalty. Chance, shot, goal! Palmeiras take the lead. I'm just trying to work out who it is. I think it's the substitute. It's Paulinho. Polino have opened the score in this round of 16 clash. The number 10 Polino with the goal, and Botafogo have scored and conceded just before half time in extra time. Fantastic goal in the 100th minute of this game, and Palmeiras have opened the scoring, and it's come through Paulinho. Some of the subs are on the pitch. They just think that goal may have just won it for them. And it remains 1-0 to Palmeiras. Brilliant finish. Juan Paulinho gets into the penalty area and drilled it through the legs of not one but two Botafogo players, including number 31, Panteo, and into the bottom corner. And could the substitute, Paulinho, be putting Palmeiras into the quarterfinals of the Club World Cup and knocking out their rivals, Botafogo? The Palmeiras fans are celebrating, and Botafogo fans are devastated. They are behind in the Club World Cup, and it's taken 100 minutes for the deadlock to be broken. And it remains, and it's now Palmeiras 1, Botafogo 0. Wow, what a goal that was though. Fantastic goal. Juan Paulinho, and he took that goal well, and you've got to say, what can Botafogo do now to try and rectify things? Both teams still have one sub each left here as the Palmeiras fans are jumping up and down as we play 12 minutes of this second half. There's a substitute here for Botafogo, which is Mateas, replaced by Cabral. Is Palmeiras 1, Botafogo 0, and Botafogo are making a change as well, which will see the number 13, Mikhail, come on, and going off will be the goal scorer, Paulinho, who came on in the 63rd minute. He's now gone off after scoring what could be the winning goal in this game. Mikhail has come on for Paulinho, and now it'd be interesting to see if Botafogo do it back. What Palmeiras have up in their sleeve in terms of a response. Vitinha's ball forward is poor. As Botafogo lose out, and Palmeiras win themselves a throw inside here. There's a man gone down here for Palmeiras, and they're wanting at least a yellow card here for the Botafogo man. I didn't see anything wrong with that there. And it remains 1-0 to Palmeiras. In the end, it remains when they went to the 104th minute now. The referee is calling one of the Botafogo, one of Palmeiras players, Alviverde, number 41, Estavo. He started this game, went off in the 63rd minute. He has just picked up a yellow card there for something that happened. I think it was because he was one who ran onto the pitch after the goal was scored. As the ball is in towards the penalty area to the back post, can Palmeiras scoring now? The ball in towards the penalty area. Appeal for handball. The corner is being given. Referee says no. Only a corner will be given. If you look at this, that is handball. That is handball for me. That should be a penalty rather than a corner. As we enter 3 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the first period of extra time. Palmeiras 1, Botafogo 0, but Palmeiras should have had a penalty for an handball inside the penalty area from former Burnley man Vitinho. Ball into the penalty area by the number 17 Torres was cleared away as Botafogo defend that well. There's a ball back in towards the penalty area and it just bounces over the top of the net onto the roof of the net. Now the ball, and it remains 1-0 to Palmeiras in this game between Palmeiras and Botafogo. They will play, if he says that, this either Benfica or Chelsea will. Palmeiras, as Marcal was the player booked for Botafogo a few moments ago. And there's confirmation of Gustavo's booking. And it remains 1-0 ball in towards the penalty area is cleared away. And a shot inside the penalty field for handball again. Nothing given. And now Palmeiras will try and come forward, but Botafogo have done well to win the ball back and keep the ball in play through Correa. But he gives the ball away this time now. And now Palmeiras will look to come forward. They will have to get forward here. It remains 1-0 to Palmeiras. Almost played two of the three added on in the end of this first half as the ball will come forward here now as Palmeiras will look to try and get their noses further in front to potentially secure their passage to the quarter-final stage, where they'll play the Benfica or Chelsea. There, round 16 tie is played later tonight or this afternoon, depending where you look at it. Is Palmeiras 1, Botafogo 0 here this evening, or this afternoon or morning, depending where you're listening from. Early evening for those listening back in the UK. Afternoon if you're listening out in Philadelphia or in America. Or good morning if you're listening across the world in Australia or New Zealand. Willing to have you with us though. The Palmeiras win themselves a free kick and the yellow card has been shown to Montaro. And it remains 1-0 to Palmeiras against Botafogo. Alvaro Montaro goes into the referee's notebook. And there is the half-time whistle in extra time. And half-time in extra time sees Palmeiras lead by a goal to 0 between the two sides. Fantastic game thus far. And it remains 1-0 as we watch on here. And I can tell, I'm going to give you the man of the match right now. We'll give you in a couple of seconds. And there we go. Just send that through to my producers. We get ready for the. We're just looking at the goal again here. Well taken goal from Polina through the legs of two players. There, I can tell you with the. There is the. Please like and subscribe to the Commenttary Hub and Storm FM YouTube channels. And also, please do us a massive favour, like our Facebook page as well. When you like and subscribe on YouTube, please turn on post notifications, and we'll give you a notification every time we go live. We'll give you our man of the match very, very shortly. As we're about to get ready for the start of the second half, so I can tell you now, the player of the match in the game today has gone to one of the Palmeiras players, Richard Rios, the number 8, has been given the player of the match. Fantastic performance from him. He's looked good in that midfield, in front of the back four, defending really, really well, and he's put his body on the line to prevent the challengers from Botafogo and prevent the interceptions. So Rios, the number 8, Richard Rios, the player of the match today. Congratulations to him. As we're underway in the second period of extra time between Palmeiras and Botafogo, with the ball going out towards our far side, as Botafogo will try and do what Paulinho did for Palmeiras, and it remains 1-0 here to the nominated home side in Palmeiras. The shot comes from the edge of the penalty area, just goes wide from Newton. He took deflection on rule there from Newton there. Needs its effort, and he's just bounces wide. Corner kick to be taken by Correa. We're into the first period, into the second period of extra time, as the ball is whipped in towards the penalty area. Up and just over the top of the crossbar from the number 99, Igor Jesus. And Palmeiras are lucky not to concede the penalty there, as Barbosa was brought down from that corner, but Igor Jesus managed to head over the bar. So play continued. It remains Palmeiras 1, Botafogo 0. If you're just tuning into us here on the commentary, Russ Vernon guiding you through the action this afternoon. If you're just tuning into us for the very first time today, thank you very much for doing so. Russ Vernon is the match commentator for this game today, as Botafogo take on Palmeiras, or Palmeiras take on Botafogo in the Club World Cup today. Be interesting to see how this game unfolds in the remaining minutes of extra time, whether we'll see a breakthrough here as Botafogo try to come forward. Fantastic play there, as they look to try and come forward. There's a chance to sell the penalty, pulled across and just cleared away. In the end there, so unlucky. They couldn't take advantage as the ball's in towards the penalty area. Remains 1-0 to Palmeiras. And a chance there to come forward with possession for Botafogo again. Can they get the breakthrough between the two sides? As opposing towards the penalty area, will break towards this near side. The ball breaks down here now. Ball worked towards the far side, as the ball works really, really well. Can they get something from this game, Botafogo? Will their Club World Cup campaign come to an end at the round of 16 stage? They've been a joy to watch Botafogo. But we still continue to watch them in the Club World Cup. It'll be a goal kick to Palmeiras. Polina with the goal set up by our player of the match, Rios, the number 8. He did well to set up the goal as we see the chance again a few moments ago, which was cleared away. Brilliant bit of play. They put Fran ball inside the penalty. Botafogo a few moments ago, nothing in that. In Botafogo done really well today. Their manager, Renato Paiva, can look back on his side's tournament with great pride. They put a lot of pressure in them there as we see this game unfold. It remains 1-0 to Palmeiras. Can we see, or will we see, a last minute chances? The shot comes in just wide as Botafogo go close. Weatherton was diving away. There to his right hand side as a shot from Auto came in. Really tough from Auto, just dipped the wrong way. Then he did a sanction behind the back of the net. But Auto going close there for Botafogo, and is them who looks likely to be heading back to Brazil tonight. It looks like it'll be Palmeiras taking on either Benfica or Chelsea in the next game in the Club World Cup for them, unless Botafogo can equalise. Ball in towards the penalty area on that far side. He breaks towards the edge of the penalty area. Comes out to number 30 for Botafogo to try and have a striker goal there. Correa, he wouldn't sit up for. He breaks back here to John. John gets this ball forward. Correa, will he line up a strike from distance here? Will he try and work it towards the penalty area? Rolls it across there and out wide to the far side. Can Vitinha and Yarkun get the ball forward? Can Botafogo find something here to take it to penalties potentially, or will we see the extra time before there's a chance in there? Can they come away with possession? They can't, and it's cleared away. Now for a throw, Barbosa takes it quickly to John into the path of Jair Cunha, who can come forward with possession. He's got Vitinha outside of him if he wants to choose him, and he does. Vitinha, good ball into the penalty area, too much on it. Can Cubiano keep the ball in play? He can. Cubiano does well through the legs of his man who was watching up against him. Cleared away by number 4 Jai there, up towards halfway. We'll come back towards the Palmeiras penalty area as Botafogo look to find an equaliser. Vitinha, he loses now. Vitinha, throw-in given. Botafogo stop. The referee stops the play and he says he's going to be adding the time on. That's number 31 here for Palmeiras is down on the floor. Ruge, and for me, he is wasting time here, which shouldn't be happening. There's nothing really wrong with him. He don't have Freeman though, which is a bit bizarre because there's nothing really wrong with him in my opinion. Let's Polina's goal again. It will look likely to be the match winner unless we see an equalising goal in the next 6 minutes or in the next few minutes or so in this game. Palmeiras leading Botafogo by a goal to 0. Another strike from Paulinho. In the next 7 minutes or so, we will see Palmeiras going through with that Paulinho goal, will we? Or we'll see Botafogo equalise before then and take us to penalty kicks, which anybody can get through in penalties. Can they work it away now? Can they get something from this game? Will be a long throw into the penalty area. Cubiano takes his shot instead. Works in towards the penalty area. They've got it inside the penalty area. Ball across. Cleared away. It will be yet another throw for Botafogo. Can they get an equalising goal here in the last few minutes? Botafogo 0-0, trailing by a goal to 0, and then looking for an equaliser, but it won't happen like that. It remains 1-0 to Palmeiras. Wall into the penalty and into the side net, and he was in the end from Vitinho, when he should have really tried heading it back across. Score, he come off his knee, and then rode off his knee down to his boot, and that's why he put it wide. Before Burnley right back. And it remains 1-0 to Palmeiras against Botafogo. Palmeiras will battle for the ball, and they've come out on top, and they've got the ball over on that far side. Piqueires can get this ball forward. He brings the ball forward in towards the penalty area. Can Palmeiras get a second to secure the game here inside the penalty area? Still going. Ball across. John is there to claim. He will look to get the ball forward. He does get the ball forward, but too much on that ball forward from John. There's a stoppage in play here, and there's a yellow card here, and a red card, and there's a red card here for Palmeiras. Palmeiras are down to 10 men, just trying to work out who it is. It's Gomez, the captain, who has been sent off. 2 yellow cards here, and he fouls his man, and he pulled him down to the ground. Then it was the number 20 who was fouled for Botafogo. Barbosa, who's been playing in defence all game, has gone upfield, and has caught Gustavo Gomez to be sent off here. He would be missing the next game anyway with the yellow card in the first half, and he's still on the pitch. He's not left the pitch. We're going to see plenty of time added on, but a red card has been given in the Club World Cup to Gomez of Palmeiras. I agree, Paul, they should have scored a few moments ago. But Palmeiras are down to 10 men. Will we see a extra time late goal by Botafogo to take it to penalties? It remains 1-0 to Botafogo. Gomez is still walking off the pitch here, and he's taking forever. He's taking forever here. Gomez was sent off about just over 30 seconds ago now, and he's took round about 40 seconds to get off the pitch in the end there. Took nearly a minute to get off the pitch. Ball into the penalty area. Heads up and away in towards the penalty. Still going mounting around. And a chance, and it's over the top of the crossbar from Vitinho. And he really should be doing better there. If you're listening to us this afternoon, don't know what you think there about that, about the incident there, because for me, he should have gone up for the nearest point and made to walk all the way around to the far side so the game could get back underway rather than having the time be ticked down. But hopefully this referee will add on the time for that, and the time for when a player went down with a injury for Palmeiras as well. But Palmeiras down to 10 men have a chance to get through if they can hold on with 10 men. He's back to the goalkeeper Weverton, and he will send this ball forward, head it up and away. It will break inside the Palmeiras off for Botafogo to attack, and he's put behind for a corner kick. Igor Jesus wins his side of corner. We're 30 seconds away from finding out how many minutes of stoppage time there will be in extra time. 15 corners for Palmeiras, 6 corners for Botafogo. Correa delivers this corner in, and around the back into the side netting and behind. And very, very soon we'll find out how many minutes of stoppage time we will get in extra time. And we have got 5 minutes of added on time at the end of this game. For me personally, I think we should have had 7 minutes added on, because not just because of the substitutes or because the Gomez went off, but because of the injuries, and or should I say injuries for Palmeiras players in extra time. There should be at least 7 for me. I don't think he's had enough on there, the referee from France. Francois let Exia. But can they, Palmeiras, find a way through in this game to keep out Botafogo? And they find a way, keep out Botafogo and go through. As Cubiano delivers the ball into the penalty, headed down wrong way by the Botafogo man inside the penalty. I think was Igor Jesus. The shot from distance is widened from the number 31 there, Pantello. And I don't know why he's had a shot there from that far out, and neither do his teammates. He's won himself a corner. That's probably why. Cubiano to take the corner. Can Botafogo find an equaliser? Cubiano delivers the ball to the far post. Breaks away to the back post. A chance. The ball back in. Behind for yet another corner for Botafogo. We almost played 2 minutes over the 5 added on. There's another ball on the field of play, which the number 31, Pantolo, has to clear away. Can we see a goal here for the equalise for Botafogo? It's into the penalty breaks. Just at the penalty. And it goes over the line. No, it's not. He's not gone in. Weverton has saved it. Botafogo saying handball on the line. The referee said no initially. We're just looking at this again. It's saying handball on the line here as the shot comes in. You can't tell from that angle. Maybe this angle will tell us. Is there an handball here? Yes. It looks like he's put his fingers onto it there. And Moreno, the for Palmeiras, has been booked as well. No penalty was given for Botafogo there. And it remains 1-0 to Palmeiras. What do you think it was? If it was the goalkeeper's hand. As the ball will now look to come forward from Botafogo. It's now or never to keep their Club World Cup alive. Heading down towards goal and just wide of the target. There go Jesus. I think he was in there. Heading in wide. And Botafogo so close again. And it was the chance to the back post from them. I think it was Newton in the end who had that header just wide. Well, the offside flag's gone up and I couldn't see anyone there who was in an offside position. Will we see last minute drama here in the Club World Cup? Or will Palmeiras hang on with 10 men and make it through to the quarterfinals? Throw it to Palmeiras. They're wasting time here, Palmeiras. And the referee is telling them to hurry up. They just keep knocking the ball away to run down the clock, Palmeiras, and it should be booked here. Will we see a last minute equalising goal here? Weatherton was booked a few moments ago for Palmeiras. The goalkeeper. Will Palmeiras make it through to the quarterfinals against Benfica or Chelsea? The answer is yes. The full-time whistle is over. Has been blown. The full-time whistle has gone. And Botafogo's Club World Cup campaign comes to an end. Palmeiras 1, Botafogo 0. Your next live match on the Commenttary Hub is PSG v Inter Miami. Same time, same place. On Sunday afternoon, join us then. But Palmeiras, after extra time, have knocked out Botafogo in the old Brazilian affair. Paulinho's goal, 10 minutes into extra time, was the difference. And they advance to the quarterfinal stage. They will take on either Benfica or Chelsea. But full time at the Lincoln Financial Field Stadium at the Club World Cup round of 16 match between Botafogo, Palmeiras and Botafogo. It is finished. Palmeiras 1, Botafogo 0. Thank you very much then for joining me, Russ Vernon, for the coverage of the Club World Cup campaign. Please remember to like and subscribe to both YouTube channels, TCM and Storm FM. Click the notification bell down below as well, and also like our Facebook page. Also, if you go to the description of the video, if you're listening on YouTube, and click the buttons for JB Sports and Storm FM, please subscribe to both, to JB Sports as well. And also, while you're here guys listening on to us, you can do us a massive favour, going over and search for Focus on Football and subscribe over there. A great team over there who will be bringing some great commentaries like us here on the TC Hub. But from myself, Russ Vernon, here on the TC Hub this afternoon, it's finished. Palmeiras 1, Botafogo 0. Join us tomorrow at the same time, same place, from around about 5 to 5 in the afternoon for PSG against Inter Miami. Well, full time in the game this afternoon. Palmeiras 1, Botafogo 0. The Battle of Brazilians finishes with Palmeiras making it through and Botafogo going out. Full time, Palmeiras 1, Botafogo 0.